I'm an animated writer who's recently been animated for the first time, actually 4 times. And so it has raised an important question for me of, am I too adorable animated? So there's 4 different capacities, like I said. So one is for my wedding. Our wedding planner very nicely drew a cartoon of my husband and me. Another one is I was background on this animated show called Kevin because one of my friends is a producer on it, and so they drew me and my husband into multiple scenes. And finally, the last 2 are in my comedy series Open to It. My character, Greg, is going to be animated for our Halloween episode, which is partly animated. And the last one is, this one's not completely right, but I am doing scratch vocals, meaning sample vocals, on my husband's animated show called the JEWEL Box Revue, about the first interracial drag revue to tour America in the 1950s. And I play a character who is not me, but still gives me a 4th animated form. So let's talk about all of them. Okay, so first of all, my husband and I got married in September, and we had the best wedding planner. She was so nice, she was so sweet, she really took care of everything. And on top of all that, she gave us a gift, which she definitely didn't have to do, which was a picture of us animated. This cartoon, look at it, putting it all across the video. And I think this is so sweet because it comes from our engagement shoot. And here's a picture from that. And yeah, I just think she really captured our essences in a very cute way. And she got the beard, she got his hair, she got the love. It was very sweet. And this was my first time seeing myself animated. So when she presented us with the gift, I started crying because I was like, oh my God, it was very thoughtful and a huge surprise. So it's the first time I've been animated within the past year, but it certainly is not the last. So let's move on to the Halloween episode of my show, Open to It. So Open to It is normally a live action comedy. It's about a couple that's exploring being open for the first time and the silly, sultry situations that arise therein. So we're writing season 3 right now. And the Halloween episode takes place part live action, part animation, for a few reasons. One, we met a very talented animator who we really, really liked. And then one of our main actors is not going to be in Los Angeles as much as we thought he was going to. So it helps accommodate that and helps my character and his character still be in the same room. So I went back and forth with the animator a lot about what the right amount of abs was, because I do, work out and I especially get in shape before we film, but I'm not like some of the other actors on the show who are literal bodybuilders and have worked at gyms before. So that's not me. So we went back and forth about like, okay, first I'm too built. Then I was like, I think the lower abs are too defined and like, I don't, have lower abs like that. I have top abs. So here's what we landed on. You can see I'm dressed as a hot mummy for Halloween. And so we have some top abs, but we don't have lower abs. And I think we landed in a place where I liked and was sort of honest to how I look. Okay, so second to last, we have animated me from the show Kevin. So here's a picture of me in the background, and another picture of me, and another picture of me. And so we were in the background because my friend is a producer on the show. He put me and my husband in the series. And it's funny because we ended up kind of having a storyline. I think it was just because he wanted to, our friend, get us in there whenever there was an opportunity for background characters. And additionally, just we end up kind of, my husband and I, flirting throughout the show. You see, we're getting closer and closer. So I think they really got us well and got us in the style of the show. And yeah, but are we too cute? That was the question. That was the point. And finally, now we come to my husband's show. So I'm doing scratch vocals for a character, meaning I sing a part and I'm going to act a part, but I'm not going to be the final actor. We hope for I don't know, someone from the Wicked cast to be in it. But so the show is called the JEWEL Box Revue. It's about the first interracial drag revue to tour America during the 1950s, based off a true story. And the drag king emcee, Storm DeLavery, who is a black butch lesbian who it's rumored threw the first punch at Stonewall. So I'm doing vocals for Danny, who's one of the 2 business partners and husbands who run the JEWEL Box Revue. And it feels very right for me to do this even just on a temporary basis because my husband and I are working on the show together. He created it, he wrote it, but I'm his right-hand man, just as he really stepped into the role of being my co-showrunner on Open to It, and I couldn't be more grateful. So here's that character, Danny. Of course, it doesn't look like me. It's based off the real Danny, but Danny and Doc, I will say, were similar looking, so we asked our animator to draw them a little more differently. So I just want to give credit to everyone who did art for this. Emily Vu. Emily was our wedding planner, and she did this beautiful drawing. Luke Lioka did me for Open to It. And then for Kevin, there are many animators. Please watch Kevin on Amazon. And finally, for the final me, that was our character designer, Maddie Carrero, a little bit cartoony on Instagram, but also our storyboard artist, Dante Buford. And the first storyboard was done by Stephanie Alexander, so my character isn't in it, but she's very, very talented too. We're so excited to bring these shows to life. I'm so excited to be animated. But again, the whole point of all of this was, am I too adorable? And of all these visions of me, which feels the most right to all of you? So weigh in, think about it, and thanks so much.